preliminary power generation phase
Welcome
has
back
begun.
to Atomic Heart. We are going to get started with part 5 of this walkthrough. We're starting at the tree and we're going to go through the open door. Follow the marker. And as soon as we get to the end, we are going to encounter Necromancer number 6.
How long ago?
Speak to him and exhaust his dialogue.
How did you?
And if you pay attention to the very last thing
Can you-
that Nechayev says to him, it's really funny.
How should I know?
You seem.
Why shouldn't I be?
Why do you think that it?
Because it's a damn... All right, see you.
See what I mean? I could, just see a dead guy later. Anyway, we're gonna continue on. Go to the save room where we're gonna collect blueprint number 18 inside of the red chest. Again, you have Nora and a save at your disposal. Don't forget to be upgrading your glove and any weapons that you have a particular affinity for. Those things are all extremely important.
Saving data.
When we exit out of the save room, we are going to go to the right, and we have to use telekinesis to
What's this
open the
crap?
door.
Sprouts were designed as highly efficient feed for large livestock. But
That
there's
is a
something
sprout.
wrong with this sprout.
That is a mother. 2 new enemies that we'll be encountering, which we can't scan through the glass, unfortunately.
A killer chicken. Now I've seen it all.
Here, once we open this door, there is no way to avoid
Attracting their
these guys
attention
seeing
is
you.
not advised.
Too
You
late.
can try creeping through, but it won't work. Don't open that door. We're going to go into the open door. We can interact with the pair here if you want to. And we're going to encounter Necromancer number 7 on the floor.
The rescue team finally.
I did speed that up to make it a little bit faster. Some of those dialogues are awfully
Ugh,
long.
cold. What's with this place?
And then we're
Its
going to jump
purpose
up
is to
into
study
this
how
vent
living things
to
can
enter
survive in a
the
vacuum.
room
So it's for
that we
planting
just
crops on
passed.
the moon and stuff.
Among other things,
Rather than
yes.
taking
The
those
research
mutants
conducted
head on,
here applies to a wide range
we'll
of
just creep through
subjects,
the vent
from
and enter
primitive
behind them.
single-celled plant life to livestock and other animals.
Again, this vent section is very linear. It looks a little more confusing than it actually is because every path is blocked that the game does not want you to go. Here we can scan the mother, and we can also scan the sprout. The electro works really well on these enemies. Here, as we drop down, we will collect a few items from those dead enemies. You can see there is a dandelion on the wall. I'm going to get rid of that, and there will be some wasps that'll be dispatched to repair it.
That's some neat fish you've got in that aquarium.
I could have done that better. We'll see some odd things here, like that cow that's inside of a polymer vat. Very strange things around here. On this little table is Chirper number 18.
You're just not getting. They've got different polymer.
Now right around this corner there is one of those tubes on the wall that sends out wasps. So we have to take care of these before they go and repair the dandelion. It's gonna put out quite a few. And then those 3 mutants that we saw through the window. one by one they will notice you. If you take too long or go too far forward, you'll have to deal with more than one at a time. See there, we got 2 now. They're not too difficult to deal with, especially if you've been making upgrades. There should be 1 more mutant that's going to come. I feel like that tube it has a never-ending wasps. I think the lights around it indicate whether or not it has more wasps inside. The lights are off, but I just shocked it anyway, just to be safe. And I guess I was wrong. There wasn't another one. Right above that vat is another dandelion. We do need to get rid of that. And then get rid of this laser wasp as well. Make sure that you are looting everything from all these fallen enemies. There is a chest here next to this vat with the cow inside. Oh, it looks like I missed it. I did spot it there though. Okay, this room is a polymer puzzle.
Mixed up.
What we want to do is make sure that all of the vats that have an animal and polymer inside are closed. So just go and turn the valve on each one if the top of it is open. Closing the valve will close the top. So you can see it's not just cows, there's pig here.
Yeah, the handle's attached.
And then there's some that have chickens inside.
It's spinning. That should do the trick.
I'm not gonna look at that. I don't. It is quite disturbing to me, even though it's just a
to the manufacturing process.
just a game.
It's where the polymer's organic components come from.
Charles will explain something about, you know, it's a cycle. All the polymers there. This cow survived though, because there was no polymer inside. But that one does also have to be closed. I did try doing the puzzle leaving that open and it did not work, so that one has to be closed as well. There's really nothing else in this room. You just have to complete that little puzzle in order to continue on. Here you can open up this door, push the red button and the door will open. We will pass through this area later, but right now we don't really need to. I just kind of poked my head out and check it out, but we don't need to go there right now. We actually need to go through the opposite door, which is now open. We never do get a chance to go outside and see the animal pens, which kind of made me sad, but you know. This next room that we're going in is like a plant harvesting room.
In one place before.
This is where they grow the plants that will be used to terraform the moon, Mars, and Venus.
But right now it's not working for shit.
We can get rid of that Vova. He's already partially injured. And right near him around the table is Chirper number 19. Be sure to pick that up. And if you scan the room, you'll see lots of mothers on different tables. I'm going to go around and get rid of all of them. Honestly, I can't tell you if it helps because we, you know, obviously this is a pretty large arena and we are going to have to deal with enemies in here in just a short time. I'm not sure if killing the mothers beforehand helps because I'm pretty sure that more mothers spawn later on. But I do this because in my different playthroughs, I found that there were less sprouts that popped up when I went through the area first, as soon as you enter, and got rid of the mothers. they seem to be way more sprouts and way more mutants if you don't do that. So,
Shit.
up the stairs
Nothing
in this
but
room,
dead bodies.
which from where
There's
we
a
entered
power
is directly
activation
across
laser
from where we
relay
entered.
on
You'll
the
go up
wall.
the stairs,
Okay, I can deal with that.
open up that
But I will never
chest,
get used to
and we're
this
going to do
shit.
this little light puzzle, which has a splitter. Let's move the splitter to the middle, and then move the blue light to the middle, and it will split it to the top and the middle, which is going to allow us to interact with this canister. You can loot a few items in here and
Please select the
use your
desired
Nora
procedure.
to upgrade before we get this started, because what's going to happen is once we activate the machine,
Please select the
we are
desired
going to have
procedure.
to wait for the canister to fill. And while we're waiting for it, we're going to have to exit the room and make sure that the fans in the ceiling keep on running. And unfortunately, if you have several sprouts that get sucked up into the fan, it makes the fan shut down. And if too many fans shut down, then the canister won't fill. So pretty much we just have to keep the enemy count down as much as possible and try to get the sprouts before they can go up into the fan or before they can infect any
So how do I
dead
fill the
bodies.
canister?
The canister fills with cryopolymer automatically. We just need to wait.
That sounds a little too easy.
As you can see up at the top,
Looks like
you
we've
see the
got
fan
company.
spinning,
I knew
and
there
there
was no
are
way-
sprouts everywhere. And the sprouts
Shoot
not
for
only
this
get
thing.
stuck in the fan, but they like to go and infect the researchers that are dead on the ground. So we have to keep those numbers down as much as possible. And you will see if there is an area in the ceiling where too many sprouts have affected a fan, that fan will turn red and we'll have to go and shock it to make sure that it continues to spin. Yeah, the sprouts hurt too. They might be small, but when they hit you, it hurts. I find when dealing with the mutants, 2 hits with a charged axe will usually take care of them. And when dealing with the sprouts, the electro works great. Usually 1 shot will get rid of them. Just be careful because those mutants keep swinging. Even after they jump at you and land, they will continue to swing for quite a while. Here, by complete chance, I did get the Assimilation Procedure Interrupted trophy, where you stop a sprout from infecting a dead body. So you basically have to, right when it is attacking the dead body, you have to kill it to stop it from turning the researcher into a mutant. You can get that pretty much at any time, but this is definitely the easiest room to get it into because there are just so many sprouts and so many researchers that are dead that they can infect. This is a really good place to get that trophy. See there, I think I would have gotten it there as well. I'm not sure. I don't remember why I made the cut there. Probably because it died or something. Anyway, we're just going to continue getting rid of all the enemies and waiting. There should be a message. You'll hear a message when the canister is full. And don't forget to loot everything also. As you're passing by all of these enemies. There are lots of things that you can loot from them. Especially medical neurocapsules. So there in that area, this will just be an example to show you what you do if one of the fans stops working. Just go up to it and shock it when it turns red. And I think it takes more than one to completely shut down the room. Everything will shut off if too many fans are not working. The room will get dark. None of the fans will spin. And the machine that is refilling the capsule will stop working. Which, of course, we didn't get to that point. But just for your reference, that's usually what happens.
Oh, shut up!
This is also a really good chance to collect a lot of materials because there are basically never-ending enemies. Which I know no one wants to just stand around here and fight all day, and it does take long enough just waiting for the machine to finish. But all I'm saying is don't forget to loot all of these bodies because we need as much as we can get, and when you have sprouts that take only one shot of electricity to kill, this is a great opportunity to fill up your inventory.
Canister successfully filled with cryopolymer.
Wow, you don't say. Finally.
Data saved. Attention employees. Access to the pesticide workshop is now available.
Now we are headed back up the stairs to go and check on our canister, and that guy will always become infected as soon as we walk up here. There's no avoiding it, so we do fight him here. There's nothing special about him though, he's just a regular mutant, so no mini boss or anything like that. It's just kind of a surprise. There we can see our canister is full. We can grab that and move on to the next area.
Let's get the hell out of here. I sure love these goddamn canisters of yours. You guys never get sick of shoving them into things.
Well, it's
So
a
we're going to
tradition.
exit
Yeah,
that
well,
room,
maybe you
head
should
down the
think about
stairs.
reevaluating your
Going under the
traditions.
stairs, there's nothing
If
there.
I see one
But
more
once you exit the
canister-
stairs, there is a save room to the right. And we want to grab the blueprint number 19 out of the red chest. There
Do you
is
like it here?
a Nora in case you want to upgrade or mess around in your storage. And of course, don't forget to save. I'm sure no one wants to repeat that last segment. It's quite long and tedious. But you know, you gotta find the good in everything. So at least it gives us a chance to collect a lot
Sugar,
of
I find this
loot.
facility so depressing.
It sure is. Why? Is there a more cheerful place somewhere?
Of course there is, handsome. Anywhere I can tie up. Disgusting.
Once we exit the room, we're gonna go over to the right. And we're gonna have to slide down the yellow pole. And coming up, this segment is pretty much all combat. This area here is a very good place to get headshots. So we can weaken these Vovas with the Electro and then try to finish them off with the headshot with the PM. There are several Vovas in this area. Those three were pretty weak ones. The rest of these are going to be normal, so they're going to take a lot more ammo, but they're not too bad. I think there are two in that first area, like once you go forward to the right, there's always two in there,
You don't say.
right at the edge.
Finally.
And then once you go all the way straight, you'll run into a fence, and you can see 2 more through the fence. You can kind of cheese it a little bit, and at the very least weaken them. They may come after you around the corner, but yeah, it's not too bad. And this one, we got pretty weak. And now we have a QTE. They're not so bad with the Vovas. The QTEs aren't too bad. We saw there was one more. He must have come from around the back. We'll try and get him pretty weak before he charges at us. We're not going to go into that room there. We're going to go straight ahead to the fence. Just because it's easier. There are always 2 Vovas there. And typically, even on Armageddon, they won't come after you. They can't really see you to know where the shots are coming from. So they'll just stay there. And you can pick them off. For me, I just kind of weakened them. That way when they come around here, I can try to get a headshot. Also, don't forget that you do have the ability to scan and see through these walls. I think the only walls that you cannot see through are the walls of a save room. So if you're inside of a save room and you scan, you won't see anything. But otherwise, you can see through all the other walls. So if, you know, like I weakened that first enemy there, and then he was running around the corner to come at me from behind, I was able to anticipate it just by scanning. So here we're going to go into this area, and it brings us around to the other side of the fence that we were just at. If you have dispatched any enemies in here, don't forget to loot them. That is the area that we are supposed to go to. As you can tell by the marker, there will be a black suited Vova here. So keep that in mind. These guys are much tougher than the white suited ones. See, he wasn't too difficult. It gets much better as you upgrade your weapons. Here he was guarding this locked door, so we can go ahead and unlock that. Through this door we have to go to the right.
Did you hear that?
I hear everything you
I'm
hear,
sorry if
Major.
you can hear my
So,
dog snoring.
What do you think?
Crispy critters.
Quiet,
She's
damn it.
pretty loud.
There's something dangerous up ahead. And that's my fucking line.
Indeed.
Coming up here, we're going to have a cutscene, and I am going to cut it out. We are going to meet someone,
It's a yellow kind of,
which, you know, we don't meet too many people, and typically when we do, it doesn't end well for them. But we're going to try to save him. He is keeping that plant at bay. There's a big giant
Where do I
plant
find
in the
that
other
yellow
room.
cylinder?
In
It's a
here we
power
have a puzzle
container,
to
Major.
solve. It's
They're always
like a
yellow.
cylinder puzzle.
It shouldn't be hard to find.
As soon as you walk into this room to the right is a save room. There is no blueprint inside of that
So,
red
what will
chest,
it
which
be, Nick?
is highly unusual, but it's okay. We're gonna use Nora. Here, yes, maximum health upgrade. Very, very useful. I also need to upgrade my backpack to where I can fit more items in there.
Saving data.
But I didn't do that this time. I don't think I had enough neuropolymer. Anyway, don't forget to save. This is officially the beginning of the cylinder puzzle. So there will be a big yellow cylinder on a train track that we have to move back over here. Go around this platform. And we can pick up Chirper number 20 right next to the dead guy. Open up the chest and then go down the stairs.
Where was I? The mutations caused by the polymer are progressing.
As we go down the stairs, you're going to see there'll be some mothers on the walls and a few sprouts that it spits out that fly around. We want to get rid of all the ones we can. Turn around from that first sprout from where we exited the stairs. And there, see, there are more sprouts. We just need to minimize them because there are several dead researchers around here, and we don't want to have to deal with any more mutants than are already unavoidable. We're going to run back to the opposite side where we entered. As you can see, there's a sprout and a mother. And loot all these guys. Right over here, we are going to have Necromancer number 8. Speak to her, exhaust all the dialogue.
This...
We put a lot
They'll probably...
cremate me to
I definitely...
Okay. Try to stay alive.
This can't be happening.
Once we
It's
have finished
like
that,
a bad trip.
I think I'm just kind of checking around here. I know that there is a chest over on this side. The big door to our right, that is where we need to bring the yellow cylinder, but it's all the way in a different area of this facility. So we're going to go and find that. We're going to come back through here. We need to get up top, so we're going to jump up to this platform here, cross over onto the stairs, and up here is Chirper number 21. We can get this Chirper later, but it is, you know, all of the ones in here are part of a set. So the first one we get is number 1, then this one is number 2, the next one will be number 3, the other number 4.
Why mold genes have become dominant? Endocytosis has been reduced. This, well, it explains how the plant feeds itself. By grabbing food with its stem.
Now we're going to enter into the adjacent room. There are a few mutants around here, not too many,
Drop it.
but we do want to take care of them.
Anyway. Later.
We can get rid of that mother on the wall up there. I don't know if we've seen that one yet, but we are going to have to scan it. It's a fire sprout. I think there are regular sprouts, fire sprouts, and poison sprouts. So there, that yellow tank is the one that we need to move. Before we do that, we're going to come around to this side of this big room and get rid of the mutant there. And once we've gotten rid of him, we are going to pick up another Chirper. I think I get a little bit confused on where to find it because this is not the right corner. But scanning does help, and as you can see, that little blue twinkle there, that is Chirper number 22.
Okay, what do we have here?
And there's a mother on that wall there.
Boy. Okay, great. Anyway, entry number 3, May 10th. The hemlock has grown to an unprecedented size and
So
continues
now
to
we
grow on a
can
daily
backtrack
basis.
just a little bit
Its behavior is
and try
becoming
to
aggressive.
get started
Its stems have
moving
become
that big
vine-like
yellow
growths.
cylinder
I can
around
fully
on the train
confirm
tracks.
that the plant has developed something akin to vision and the ability to track its own food.
This is the yellow cylinder we're looking for? Are you shitting me?
There should be a smaller one around here somewhere.
Sure fucking hope so. There's nothing else here. Whatever. We'll just bring the whole goddamn tank back. It ought to be enough for that fucking
As
freak
you can
show.
see in here, there is a save room, but we don't need to go there right now. That's how we're going to exit this area. And you get a small tutorial showing you that you can use your telekinesis to move these platforms around. It's pretty simple. It's just like moving the candles or anything else. There's just a little more resistance in the controller because it's heavy. It's a heavy platform. So from here, we're going to jump over to this platform that we just moved. And there is the console that's going to operate that yellow cylinder. So if you push the forward button, it'll go straight. And then we have to turn the knob to change the direction that the cylinder will move, and we'll push forward again. And then we have to hop over to the next console in order to move the platform. So pull that over, jump across, and we'll have our console here. We can turn the platform that it's on and then push it forward. But it can't go any further because that platform isn't facing the right direction. So hop up here, pull this hanging platform over, jump across, and on that ledge there, we are going to find Necromancer number 9 right next to this chest.
Another poor bastard.
Quiet! So I'm dead? I have to admit.
You weren't wrong. See ya. Hey, Charles. If I get killed, will I turn into a talking dead too? Will I just lay there in a corner mumbling half-intelligible bullshit?
Once we have exhausted his dialogue, we're just going to follow that little walkway and go around. And here you have to jump onto this spinning
yes or no?
capsule to reach the next console. We're going to turn the rail platform and push forward so that we can get the yellow capsule on there. Turn it again and push it forward so it goes into the next room.
Level decreased. Now at 6%.
We need to hurry.
Crispy critters, I'm trying.
So I guess you can hear it. The computer is telling us that we need to hurry. We really don't. It's just part of it. To reach the next console, we're going to go back to where we originally came up. There may be another way to get there, but for me, this was the easiest. So we're going to go back and do exactly what we did in the beginning. Jump across the platform. Instead of going to the first console to the right, we're going to jump over to our left where we had the second one. And go to the opposite side, pull the platform using your telekinesis, and get it to where it's kind of in between where you are and the next walkway. Here you're going to have to use your jump and dash to make it across. Interact with the console, spin the little rail platform, and then push forward. There's nothing back here. I just kind of went and took a peek, but there's nothing here. Now we're going to get back up onto the platform that we pulled earlier. Don't go down this way. It's pretty easy to make it over to this platform using the jump and dash. You'll grab onto the side, and then here you can get to the next console that will allow us to move the cylinder. So turn the rail platform and then push the forward button and push it again.
Pesticide level decreased. Now at 4%.
See, we have a game save and it's telling us
Where's that guy with
that
the pump? Did he quit
you
or
know,
something?
I think it's the air quality is getting lower. It's fine. It's just supposed to instill dread in you. Now we climb back up here where we picked up the second chirper of this area. Spin the platform and push the forward button. And from there we're going to make our way
Now at 2%.
back
We're all
to
going to
the
die.
beginning of the
Okay
level
with
where
me.
we first entered.
You first.
We'll go ahead and climb up the stairs. There was the one console when we first entered this area on the little walkway above. We're going to interact with that one. And that will push the yellow cylinder all the way into the room with the giant plant. So here you'll spin the rail platform and then push the forward button, and we'll have a little cutscene.
What the fuck is taking you so long? Choke on your pesticides, fuckbag. That's it. Smoke break. The fucking canister. Well, it's
As you
something.
can see here, we get our final canister during the cutscene,
No shit,
and
Sherlock.
that mutant in front of us is the poor guy that we were trying to help. We all knew it wouldn't end well for him. Unfortunately, his death is particularly gruesome, as you can see. So once we get
shit,
control
that
back
was
to the
insane.
left of where
You
we
guys seriously
gain
got nothing
control
better
in the rubble, there
Labs
is
that make
a
giant
chirper.
killer
This will be
shrubs.
chirper number
Path to
23.
Scientific achievement is fraught with pitfalls. The only way to avoid making mistakes is
From
to
here
do
we can
nothing.
interact with the
Log
Nora
number
if you
4,
like.
May 13th.
So, what will it be, Major?
We've moved the
Weapons
headlock to
or
a remote
abilities?
wing until
Just as a heads up, if you haven't figured it out already, being that we have all 4 canisters and we need to get back to the tree, there's a boss fight coming. This will be another boss fight like the mini boss fight we had back in video number 1. It'll be a new enemy, and he'll have a health bar at the top of the screen, and later on we will start to see him as a regular enemy. But don't take him lightly, because as a boss he is pretty difficult, and mostly because there are other enemies around. It's not just one-on-one. He's got a crew that
lines can extend in any
wants to help
direction
him take you
through
down.
the
So
scientists
once we're
are
finished
free
with
to
Nora,
approach.
we're going to go
already
to the
finished
left of
that.
Nora. Do not enter that
In order to
area.
restrain its
That is
growth,
the boss arena.
we're
We're going to
constantly
continue going
increase the
left
amount of
over to
pesticide
this
in the
save room,
mixture, so no one else gets
and
hurt.
this is where we're going to end this video.
What is it?
Please remember to like and subscribe if you have found this guide helpful. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in part 6. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.